Hey guys, this is Bruce, and today we are talking about information assurance engineer in Aberdeen, Maryland. Before we start, you should know that I have a couple courses. One is for working remotely in IT, one is for getting into cybersecurity, how to do it, how I've been able to do it for all these years, but also I'm working on another one which breaks down risk management framework. If you didn't know, I used to teach this stuff, risk management framework, information system security officer. They didn't call it that. They used to call it DICAP. Now I call it something different, risk management framework. But I used to teach it, so now I'm gonna do I've been thinking about this for a really long time on doing it. It's just a lot of work, so that's why I've been kind of reluctant to do it. But if you're interested, go ahead and sign up over here. I'll keep you posted on where I am with this project. I'm taking it very seriously. It's a lot of writing. It's a lot of in-depth details. And as I get this thing done, I will give you guys more details on what I'm gonna cover. It's not gonna be just me reading and reciting NIST 837, 53, whatever. It's going to be a practical guide for a information system security officer's perspective on how to do it, to do the work, and what does it mean, and give you different perspective, because some of the language is like gobbledygook. It doesn't even make any sense. It sounds like lawyer speak. I'm going to tell you from my perspective, using an industry insider's perspective on how to do it, and explain it in plain English and give you examples, and even sometimes fill out the document from scratch on how to do this stuff. Okay, let's get back into this stuff right here. You came here for information assurance engineering, so that's what we're going to talk about. So this is a job in Aberdeen, Maryland. It's a full-time position. Minimum interim secret. You have to have that interim secret. Must have a CISSP or a CASP certification. The job description is this: provide security engineering, designs, and implementation in all aspects of information assurance and information security engineering. So kind of very broad, and says you're going to do all information system security design, period. That's pretty broad, but I think they're going to give us more details here. You're going to assess and mitigate system security threats throughout the program's life cycle. You're going to validate system security requirements, definitions, and you're going to do an analysis. You're going to establish system security designs, implement security designs for hardware, software, and data. You're going to verify, job description verifies security requirements, performs system certification and accreditation. They mean A&A type stuff. They don't call it certification and accreditation anymore, but that's besides the point. Planning and testing and liaison activities. Okay, what does this mean? Like, they're already talking crazy here. All right, so they're very broadly talking about the risk management framework process. That's what they're talking about. They're talking about, what do you do? What you do is you look at a system, and you have to, first of all, you got to define the system. What is this? I'm just going to give you a very brief breakdown. You're going to define, what does the system do? What functions does this system cover? Does this system have security in place? What level is the system? Is it doing classified data? Is it doing publicly available information? What kind of data is it processing? That's the whole focus of this. What kind of data? And that determines what level of protection we have to do. Because if it's high level classified data that's super important to whatever government, to US government, because this is risk management framework, then we have to have more security controls in place. If it's less, if it's very little, if it's publicly available information that's going to go on a server, then yeah, that's not going to have as many security controls, because we don't really care. If it goes down, that's bad, but it can go down for a couple days and nobody's going to die. We're not going to lose any money. It's just going to be, some people are going to be minorly inconvenienced, right? So what level of security determines how much security controls we put on the system. Once the system has the security controls in place and it still works and it still functions, because one of the problems with putting security in place is sometimes it breaks the system. So you got to have the expertise to actually put it on. Typically, somebody else puts this controls on, or you have a team of people and you work with them to put it on there. But then they're saying you have to assess the controls that are in place. That means that the controls are there in place, the team put them there. Now you have to run a scan to make sure that it was put there properly. You have to make sure that it's documented properly. Those are the kinds of things that they're talking about. And they're saying verify security requirements, like that's what you're doing, is like you're assessing that they're there and that they're effective. Okay, mandatory skills include demonstrated experience performing information assurance activities in support of software and system requirements design, development, testing, and sustainment. So they want you to have experience in this stuff already. Experience with employment of information assurance requirements, policies, processes. So they want you to have actual experience writing security policies, for example. Experience with risk and vulnerability assessments. There you go. Demonstrate ability to provide guidance in the Intel community. Cyber and information assurance. Well, the reason why I'm kind of like pausing on the Intel portion is because Intel has like another layer that you have to be mindful of. They usually have additional regulations that go with the territory. It's not a super big deal. I would not take a job because of it, but it's just something that you should be aware of. There's another layer of abstraction. There's another layer of documentation that you have to do in the Intel community. It's just other things you need to keep in mind. So let's keep going here. And I think that's it. This is going to be a short one. They're very generic here. I will post all of this on the description below. And again, if you're interested in knowing more about risk management framework and you just happen to be a very new information system security officer, you want to have more information about this stuff, or you want to, I don't know, maybe you're already a CISSP or a CAP and you want additional CPEs, I believe this would qualify if you actually sign up here and learn more stuff. That's it, guys, for this one. Just go ahead and sign up here or go below if you want to know more about this particular job. See you later.